Hello and welcome to this special episode of Give Voice to Your Vision. I'm super excited to bring the Profitable Presence panel to you today. We have some amazing experts, friends and colleagues here to share their expertise around what does it mean to become highly visible and also profitable in the wild world of today's online space for coaches, healers, practitioners, consultants, those of you who feel called to reach and serve more people in a bigger way for the greater good of all, including yourselves and your thriving business, is the way that you can actually serve and reach and touch the lives of more people than you'll ever know. So welcome everyone here. I'm so excited to have you and feature you today. I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves. Let people know who you are, who you serve, and then we'll jump into some deep dive questions on what is working in today's world. How can we be visible without trying to be everywhere, or should we be everywhere? And we're going to share some resources today for people to really elevate their presence in a way that helps them serve bigger and make more money at the same time. So good. So Ming, will you jump in and say hello and let us know?
I will. I'm Ming Lovejoy, and I'm a transformational life and business coach. I help entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, creatives literally make more money, monetize their passion, or up level and elevate their business. I really help them get crystal clear on what they want to create in their life and business, attract and enroll clients for more profitability and prosperity, and really design and implement a customized plan that helps them fast track their next big idea, grow their business, whatever that is. Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Welcome, Greg and Antonia.
Yeah, so I'm Greg Lee, Antonia Van Becker.
Yep.
And we're the creators of Core Talk Holistic Healing. So our real fun thing to do is mentor energy healers who want to have a better business, and that know that how they feel when they go to do things, the emotions that are involved, really makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's all about creating awareness. If something doesn't feel in alignment, to heal whatever might be causing that schism, so that you can move forward, be present, and make choices that are really in your best interest.
Yeah, and we love to help alternative health practitioners, because one of our big offerings is our Core Talk Holistic Healing certification.
Yes.
So that they can take a deep dive into their own healing and then be able to pass that off and use this really incredibly powerful modality with their clients to add a super powerful tool to their tool chest, and to use that healing to bring out their own ability to make more money, to become so visible that their clients are automatically attracted to them and come running to them saying, "Oh my gosh, you get me. I want to work with you."
Love it. Singing my song. I love it. So good. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for joining me here today. Christy Rufino, so good to have you with us.
I'm excited to be here, Michelle. So to introduce myself, I am Christy, the founder of the 7-Figure Book Launch program, and I help entrepreneurs and practitioners profitize their presence by having an amazing book that doesn't just sell a lot of copies, but actually creates massive transformations in the people that they were meant to serve. And so we help people kind of basically package their wisdom so they have a high ticket offer, and the book isn't aligned with that offer. Wonderful. So the book is what leads people in and makes sales really easy.
So good. So excited to have you here. Thank you for being here. I'm going to bring Virginia Musquiz to the floor spontaneously, jumping in. Virginia, you're just in time. to say hello.
I'm like, where's the link?
Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Will you just jump right in and let us know who you are and who you serve? And then we've got some questions that I'll repost for you to see. And we're going to go dive deep into profitable presence. What does that mean to you? And you'll get to share your experience with us here so we can help people to really know what's working today and what are those small shifts that make results. Somebody's moving their microphone. All right. Are you with me, Virginia?
I am.
Excellent. Will you just introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Virginia Muskis. I'm the referral diva. I'm the founder of Master Connectors Incorporated. We are a referral marketing strategic consulting company, and we help speakers, authors, coaches, and consultants network their way to greater visibility, more credibility, and profitability.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I tried to post a couple of notes for you, Virginia, in the private chat, so you can see where we're headed today. And I'm going to dive right in, Ming, with you to just share what does this whole idea of profitable presence mean to you, and how has it evolved in your business over the last year. Before you dive in, I'll say I created these panels and an opportunity to learn, for you guys to share some of the resources that you have, because so often we see people who are feeling like, I need to be more visible, and they get visible, but visibility without revenue is exhausting and draining, can ultimately undermine your confidence. So I really wanted to connect those two things. And I'm so excited to have you guys here to share how you've connected them and how you're helping your clients to connect them. So on that note, Ms. Ming, what does profitable presence mean to you, and how has your approach, or what are your insights about what's been working for you over the last year?
I think probably first I would say that it's really about clarity and alignment. For me, I know that's what I teach. I teach a framework for that. So it's about really being aligned with my own purpose, helping my clients be aligned with their purpose, which is actually to be profitable in your business. So not having to choose between passion and income. Also, and you've taught me this, it's really about owning your voice, owning my voice, which I feel like I've kind of done. And it's been a great process of discovery as well. So it's really about helping clients do that as well, really, and align that with their business. To really feel, and you say this kind of all the time, like about not having to perform, but getting to show up really as who you are. So that's, and getting paid well for it, that kind of thing. So actually, and I think this does come from you, from working with you, but actually it's building a business where authenticity really is my strategy, is their strategy. So super important. Also in that profitable presence, it feels like where visibility really is, it feels like service. I know you say selling is serving. Well, visibility is there to serve others, whether it's like communicating with whatever we're doing in our, social media or anything like that. And ultimately really about kind of turning that presence into prosperity. That's a big word for me that I work with my clients all the time, that, when you're energetically and strategically aligned, it's amazing what can happen, for you. So that's really,
Yeah, and you're connecting that the power of really owning your voice in it and who you are. If we're not showing up fully, there's like that energetic veil that comes between us. And today, with all of the AI and all of the video editing and all of the easy visibility, easy for some, right? There's all the ways we can be visible. I love how you're bringing forward that. You're connecting that together. And you also said that the I'm going to lose it. Hang on. The connecting the visibility to service, right? If even one person could benefit from your message today, how will you show up and serve, right? So good. It's great reminders. Thank you, Ming. Antonia and Greg, what will you share with us about what profitable presence means in your world, and what have you, any shifts or evolution that you've seen in what's working for you guys this year?
Thank you so much, Michelle. And thank you for doing this panel so that we could be on and share with these really beautiful, smart women here.
I'm so lucky.
So lucky. And I just want, he's the luckiest. But I just want to build on what Ming said, because the whole profitable presence is really about being yourself and being authentic and doing the things that you are truly a genius at doing, and not doing the other stuff, right? So
it's the tricky part.
It's the tricky part. And when we talk about, there's the whole outer realm of do I do this platform or that platform? And what do I feel the best at is really the question you want to dive into, is where do I feel the most comfortable? It's all about how you personally, and everyone's different, feels with each platform to express themselves.
Love that.
And so it's so important to do the things that are right for you, energetic, personally, so that you're able to share your own unique genius in that way. And the other really big part of it, since we're master energetic healers, we're all about the energy. So getting the stuff out of your energetic field that isn't you, that isn't what you believe, right? All that generational trauma, other people's sticky energy, all of that otherness energy that doesn't truly represent who you are. When you clear all of that out of your own energetic field, then all of a sudden it's so much easier to voice your real truth and your real authority, so that then people see you truly. And I think that what has evolved for us in the last year is that, and in our business, and we have some year-long programs where we take healers and practitioners through those. And what we've seen more, and this is into Virginia's area, but that when they get rid of all this stuff and become more of who they are by tapping into their own inner wisdom, the referrals that start coming in just happen so much more quickly. And then they're like, well, I don't actually have to do that kind of marketing as much, because everyone is referring me word of mouth, because that presence is so strong and true that it's just a natural thing to want to refer.
Beautiful. Love that. I call them your power platforms, right? The places that give you power, that you feel most aligned. Often we think we got to get good at that thing that we hate the most, right? Beautiful. I love that. Thank you. Christy, will you jump in and answer our first question here? What is that? I mean, you got so much to say here. We can just listen, right? Profitable presence mean to you, and has it evolved, or what are you seeing shift in your own approach to that in your business this year?
Yeah, so I'd love to. I've been an entrepreneur for years, over 23 years, but only about the last 10 was in the online space. And so as an online expert who can help people anywhere, there's a whole different game we have to play for visibility and connecting with our right fit clients. And so, when we own our genius zone and don't do the things we shouldn't do, and we become really, really good at the areas that we were created to excel in, and we build our brand and we share our wisdom online and we do different things to get visibility, it all really boils down to being able to build relationships, bring those people from online into your world where you can get to know them, they can get to know you. You can do a lot of that just through storytelling, but you need to then take it that next step and just really have ways for you to build those relationships, either with one-on-one conversations or group conversations or online group networking kind of opportunities. So it's
100%.
Yeah. So it's really a key piece to the whole puzzle. Sometimes it's hard to think about because we think we have to do all these things to show up online, but we have to have that next step of bringing them into our world.
Beautiful. How are you getting conversations, and how are those conversations becoming clients, right? And it's stuff that we think, well, I'm being visible, I'm out there, what's happening? Or I'm going to all these networking meetings, or I'm speaking, but what is that path, and how are you showing up for it? How are you voicing it, articulating it? Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah, I actually have a great example from you, because when we met online, it was a matter of having a conversation. And you shared a lot of what you were doing, and you were learning about what I was doing. And I really learned a lot about you without any expectations from you for me to work with you. It was just you were getting to know me and pouring into me and supporting me. And that's kind of what we need to do.
So that moment, that conversation in my world, I say is the beginning of the transformation. And if we're avoiding that conversation, then we're leaving them on hanging, right? So like being ready, willing, and able to show up and ask deep questions, listen deeply, having a way to do that feels like the next natural step in the conversation. I know Ming's got a gift that touches right on this part of the process. But so how is your visibility leading to that? Right? How are you doing that? Brilliant. Great. Thank you so much, Christy. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? Anything you see shifting this year?
Nope, that's good.
Okay, great.
I can't wait to hear Virginia.
Positioning the referral diva so well.
It's such as I could go with this, right? So let me just start here. Profitable presence, I think, in the world of networking, which for me is how do we, if we're speakers, if we're showing up, who's sharing us, who's opening their stage to us, who's opening their podcast to us. And I think it isn't enough to just show up. I think you have to show up for the right people. I think you have to show up for they have a heart to listen to what you want to express, right? And I think the biggest shift for me personally in the past year is I'm not a writer. I'm a talker, because I'm from New York. I'm a talker.
I love my New Yorkers.
Oh, and so I have a really hard time showing up in writing, in blogging, in email, in newsletters, that sort of a thing. So AI was like the greatest thing in the whole wide world for me to show up. And, it helped me write my VSLs and it helped me write all these things. But the thing that I'm always fighting with, and this is the part where I get to the profitable presence, you gotta whip your AI into shape, right?
Oh, because
it comes up with this idiotic trope that's like, Michelle, you've been doing all the things.
Great
it's
job.
Not your fault it's not working. That's why I made a program and you can get it by clicking the link below. Like that is
emojis and exclamation points.
Dear freaking God. So for me, from a referral perspective and from a marketing perspective and from a showing up perspective, people need us to show up in the right room with the right people, with the right message, and be eminently human. And if we're gonna invite AI as a partner into our world, we need to understand that it's like an 8-year-old. It is. It's really
positive 8-year-old.
Well, it could be. Sometimes it says mean things to me, but that's just because that's how we talk to each other. So I think the big thing is for me is show up in the right room with the right intention, not only visible, but create credibility by being interested in other people.
Nice.
And then for the love of all things holy, don't just ask AI to write your stuff, copy it and paste it and send it to me. Because I got 9 emails in that same format and I about lost my mind. So that's, I think, a big shift that's creating inauthenticity that we need to guard against in terms of our visibility.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought up AI because it's a really powerful tool. And if you're not using it, you're going to get slowed down. And it's only as good as the questions that you ask it. And if you don't know where you're headed and what the core value you bring and the promises of what your offer is and all of the pieces that make it easy for you to be seen, heard, and actually have people sign up to work with you, if you don't bring that forward, it can just give you endless reams of content over and over and over again. So, and it is obviously something that has changed how we are all showing up online, right? If you're not using it, it's going to hinder you. And if you don't know how to use it well, it can keep you going in circles or not get you the results that you want, right? Beautiful. I love this. And, I'll just touch on profitable presence for me is that having that cohesive journey of I'm visible and how is that visibility, the message, the words I'm saying, the platforms I'm using, leading people toward that next step. Do you have the language for how is this going to end up becoming a client for the right people? Am I in front of the right people, to your point? And I would say too, that video, while we have video AI is incredible right now, we can all make short form videos with cute graphics and fun things, but showing up and talking to people live, I think is going to continue to pop up as a superpower because it's so transparent. Being on stage with people, in a room with people, having a conversation with people for real, making customized little videos and things. We have an opportunity to have that authenticity. And I think that we're only, we're still kind of all in love with all the things that AI can do and all the fancy tech, and it's gotten so much easier. Thank you. And there's a transparency factor that we have in terms of what's working. And so when you have those things dialed in and you really know how you can show up, serve big, and have that lead to the right client signing up, it's going to be a superpower for us to have that transparent visibility factor woven into our mix. Thanks, you guys. Really good answers. I'm going to jump into our next question, which is, what's one specific shift, either internal or strategic, that helped you go, or your clients go from just being visible to actually being more profitable? All right. Ming, you want to jump in?
I do. And I'll say there were two shifts, and one was internal. And one of them, and I was very self-conscious and very uncomfortable. I had to get comfortable being uncomfortable, on camera. And then I realized it was just an absolute vehicle for self-expression. And then actually what happened to me—
Check out Ming's Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Then what happened to me is I felt like I had to sort of be impressive maybe, and something like that. And what I had to realize was I just need clarity and to be clear. So I got clear on who I really wanted to help. I started clarifying that transformation that I actually help people, create. And I started making invitations. That was the other thing too. Not just posts,
imagine.
But actually invitations. And I'll just say, I do think that clarity gave some power to my presence. And that power translated into profit. I mean, I have a high-end client who came on from just one post. Nice. So, and really, I think what it is, and I have another shift too to share, but the idea that when people really get what you do and they really feel you, and how it's going to help them, for their reasons, they buy. So that's one. The other one was more external, and that was I got organized. So I work with a VA who helps me. I have worked with a variety of VAs, and I have one who, got me into a spreadsheet with the links in the right places and, copy editing in the right places. So it's really accelerating the efficiency of the process, which is really freeing up time for my creativity and clarity. So that's what's done for me.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Greg or Antonia, you want to jump in on what's that specific shift, internal or external, that's helped you or is helping your clients to go from just being visible to being more profitable? You have so many good shifts, I bet.
Yeah, I think what's really important is to be aware of what the nuts and bolts of this whole process is. What I think is so important, one is to have your vision very clear.
Yeah.
What you're looking for, what your partners are going to be talking about, who their clients are. Because when that person that you've been looking for years comes into view, you want to be able to say, wow, I've been looking for you.
Yes.
You're the link to my vision. So that is, when you find those people, and I'm really, playing Virginia's referral diva card here, which is being able to find partners who are specific and can really commit to your vision that they can then share with other people. It opens up ways of being able to penetrate markets that you always wanted to, but you always thought that person who has the 3 million a month viewers for their show, how am I going to get to them? You're not going to get to them. The person that you meet is going to get to them.
Nice.
You already know them. And when you get a referral from that person that says, here's Antonia and Greg, they're master energetic healers. They mentor energetic healers. They know all about this. They have online presence and do these things. They would be great for your show. And that person, what do? They don't write back and say, well, what makes you really eligible to have my 3 million views?
Let me see your credibility.
They say, here's my schedule. When
We'd love to have you.
love to have you. So then you are accepted as that thing that you've envisioned. So
That's
the
right.
vision creates the connection and the attraction at that level that's so important, because you can't buy these things. You can't
Hustle them.
Yeah, right. And what's neat is that the gratitude that people feel for being able to refer you in that situation is so strong and powerful. You are allowing their vision to become true, because by them using their connections, they're doing the thing in the world that you're a part of. And it just completes this whole cycle. So this is really the nuts and bolts when we start to allow our presence to be the completion of other people's vision and dreams. Everything falls into place in a way where then the end user of this whole thing says, I can't believe that they're here. They've finally come. I see them. That's what I want and need.
And how good does it feel when you have somebody who shows up in your world and they're like, I have been looking for this help, right? Yeah. It's so good. And if you don't show up for all of those pieces that way, then they may not find you. So that's beautiful. Thank you. Christy, you want to jump in on this one?
Yeah. So what I've noticed in my life, and the majority of the people that I kind of connect with, is we're building a business to help people, right? We're passionate about it, right? We're mission driven. We're not solely focused on the money, but we recognize that the money has to happen for us to keep helping people. And so I kind of want to back up, because in 2013, my first seminar that I went to when I switched from in-person to online was with Lisa Sasevich. And I went to her event and I actually saved the folder. This is the deal that she offered for everybody in the audience for her $100,000 mastermind. I was floored. Like, I could not even comprehend that. And so I grabbed it thinking, oh, I'm going to put it on my vision board. But I went ahead and built a business with small items, low ticket, following the ascension model, hustle, post, hustle, crazy, insane work, but not necessarily ever being profitable.
Yeah.
Then I launched my own high ticket program. And I built an amazing program. I have all the strategies and tactics, and it was going well. But the shift for me didn't happen until one morning when I was in the shower, because I don't know who has like their best ideas in the shower,
or the car.
Or while driving.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's the shower. I was in the shower and it just struck me. I have $100,000 program. Like, I have it. And so from that point forward, everything started aligning for me, not because I had $100,000 program, but because I became the person.
That's right.
$100,000 program. So that was my big shift.
Love that. Who do you need to become?
Yep.
Beautiful. I love it. Yay. Awesome. Ms. Virginia.
So there's both an internal and a strategic. I think for me personally, the last 3 years, the big internal shift has been that we create our reality by the thoughts that we.
Yeah.
And most recently, true confessions, back in February, I was in a plant medicine like that. And I was like, oh, I want to meditate here on abundance. And my mind kept going to these like really dark places. And then I would hear this little voice saying to me, look where your mind just went. Look where your mind just went. And then I would cuss and lotus blossoms. And then I was like, whoa, look. And it happened over and over again, to the point that I was like, wow, if the money's not raining on you from heavens above, it's just outside your context. It's outside your comfort zone. It's outside your mindset.
Yeah.
And that was the big internal shift for me, right? Was to bring that home. But strategically, I give all the credit to Jamie Atkinson and Angel Tussey for this one. This time last year, I went down to Cancun with them on a mastermind, and Jamie stood up in front of the room and he said, if you're not making leads, offers, sales, and fulfilling, you're doing a whole bunch of crap you're not supposed to be doing yet.
Yes,
right?
Here, preach.
And then he said, And it's 40, 30, 20, 10. And that blew my mind. 40% of your time in a 40-hour work week, 40%, are you working 16 hours a week on getting leads? 30%, are you working 30% of your time, 12 hours a week making offers? Is an offer? Is every speaking engagement, here's an offer to a call, to a lead,
good,
something. 20% of your time, that's 8 hours a week. Are you on sales calls 8 hours a week? Because if you're not working full-time in your business. And 10%, which is 4 hours, if you're delivering your product or your coaching more than 4 hours, you're not going to get where you want to go. And I was just like,
yikes. Numbers are the language of entrepreneurs.
Changed everything. Changed everything.
Love that. Thank you for bringing that forward. That's beautiful. So did you guys hear that? Like, ding, 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 mic drop, right? What are you doing all day? What are you doing all day? I'm posting. I'm scrolling. I need to make a blog. I need to, that stuff, right?
Totally cool. Make a post and a blog, but make an offer.
Yeah, with an offer, and not just get caught up in the value add and the delivery, right? So beautiful. Oh, and then how is all that stuff, all that churn actually positioning and leading to those easy, hey, I've got this thing, do you want it? Kind of conversations, right? That's a skill we can build. So thank you for bringing that forward. So good, so good, so good. So you guys, I'm so honored to have you here and be a part of this conversation. You're all people I love and respect so much. And you've also contributed some gifts that people have access to for a little while. So I'd love for you to share. I'm going to reverse the order. See how I did that? And I'd love for you to share like what inspired you to create the gift that you're making available. And I'll make sure everybody knows how to get access to that here in just a little bit. And, maybe share like an actionable tip that's, like a little sneak preview of what it's going to do for them in terms of that visibility. We have some way background noise going on. Anybody moving their mics or anything? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Hands up. No, Virginia. So tell us what inspired you to create the gift and how it's going to help us move the needle in our business.
Absolutely. So the gift is the Business by Referral Blueprint. And what inspired me to create it was I have this really great process that I felt like most of the earlier stage and emerging entrepreneurs, so, working on their first 6 figures, are just missing the boat when they're out there. And there are 6 simple things to do and a simple way to find the path. And so I really wanted to give people the gift of clarity so that their networking would be worth something instead of networking for nothing all the time. Amazing. So that's really what inspired me to create the gift. And I would say that the actionable tip is there are all throughout the guide. It's about clarity. It's about clarity of your audience, your avatar, your messaging, but most importantly, who's in your referral funnel. So really understanding that just networking event doesn't mean that you're an ideal partner for me and you're going to make a referral to me, and designing that. So decide who you want to meet, go where they are, and design those conversations so that they're profitable, not just coffee chats.
Oh, I love it. So good. So good. Wonderful. Christy, you want to tell us what inspired you to create the gift you're sharing? And I see we've got some comments. Sonia's here documenting. Hi, Sonia. Welcome.
Yeah. So I started a publishing division of my business about 12 years ago. Amazing. And I've helped people get books and write a chapter in the book or have their own book. And throughout that time, I've met a lot of entrepreneurs that published their book, and they believe inaccurately that they're going to make a ton of money by selling their book. So that's one of the things that I see that they do wrong. And the content of their book is not the right content. The content shouldn't be what leads you to your core offer. The content should be a mirror image of what you're teaching in your core offer, because you want to be able to help a wide audience in your book. And so that audience, you want them to learn from you and be inspired by you. But if they need more support, then they're going to pick up the phone, pick up their email, reach out to you. And so what I did is I created a profitable book bundle that will help people go through the process of actually putting together the right book. Because if it's not the right content, it's not necessarily going to do the results that you're looking for it to do. So it goes step by step, how to determine what your chapters are, how to fill your chapters, how to title it, all of the details that need to happen to outline an amazing framework of your book, and then just go and tackle it.
Love that. So good. So good. Thank you. And I'm going to share a link for how you can access all these gifts shortly. But I'd love for you, Antonia and Greg, to tell us what you got. Why'd you create it? What was
I want to get those gifts so far. I got to go in there and get them all. They sound so good. Yeah. So our gift is called The Switch, and it's all about going from procrastination to peak productivity. And what inspired it was our own falling into procrastination sometimes, or all of a sudden finding ourselves looking, for me, at cat videos or something in the middle of the day. And it's like, wait, what am I?
Therapeutic sometimes.
Right? But it's not where I want to
be.
And so it's like, oh, how, that's so interesting. How did that happen? And why am I wasting all my time when I know that I have something that I really want to get done in the next hour, which is the only hour I have today to do the project, right? So for us and for our business with, helping your insides really take you to where you want to be on the outside.
Nice.
It's about awareness of where we are right here, right now. And why we're doing what we're doing in the moment. So that awareness, right, is like, oh, I'm distracted, or maybe this is hard, or maybe I'm hungry, maybe all of these different things that will interrupt us. And then it's a real simple 3-step process, which the first one is that awareness into being able to get back into doing exactly what you want to do when you want to do it.
Beautiful.
And catching yourself faster and faster so that you can stay in that productivity and profitability.
Good. I love it. Thank you. Christy, thank you for being here. I know you have to bounce off. So great to have you with us. We'll make sure everybody gets a link to your wonderful gift contribution. We'll see you soon. Beautiful. Greg and Antonia, thank you. Ming, you want to jump in and say what inspired you to create your gift? And
I would love to. Well, I have almost a 20-year history in a sales business, a wellness business. And I really learned the hard way. And so that's what my 7 magical questions that lead to conversations that sell. And what I discovered, of course, I think we've all heard this, but people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Active listening, all of that really it was born of frustration over some of my own results. So the great way to learn, but also really realizing that, what we have in the gift of, being able to transform another person's life is like a seed. And if we throw it on a parking lot, it's not going to sprout. If we till the soil in our, wherever in the garden and plant it and lovingly nurture it, then we're going to get a harvest. And so really what it is, it's about a process of selling as serving, as Michelle always says, but really being as easy as a conversation with a friend, being all about relationship. And that's truly, what it's about. So it's asking 7 questions that are absolutely, it's unable for anyone ever to discern you're actually putting them through a sales process, because it's the same conversation you would use with your child or your spouse or somebody you care about, to really discover what drives them. What do they want? What difficulties or challenges do they have? What have they tried? What's it costing them? All these things, and really ultimately helping them paint the picture of what's it going to be like when you don't, really emotionally engaging in their own process of actually feeling that they're able to achieve what they truly want to achieve. So there's that.
Beautiful.
And the sort of sneak peek actionable gift is really that question of being able to ask them, what would change for you once you've got them in that emotional space where they feel like, I mean, first of all, they fall in love with you because
you're listening deeply and
you're
you're present.
listening deeply, and they are being heard, and they are hearing themselves. I always say, tell people you're going to come away with more confidence, insight, and clarity, or clarity, insight, and confidence in what you can achieve in your life, and even optimism. But it's really that question, what would change for you if you had the support you need starting now? And that's my actionable
Beautiful. Selling is serving. Hear, hear. I love it. You guys, thank you so much for being a part of this panel today. I'd love to do a quick round robin of any, last minute thoughts or takeaways, something that you would love for people to know based on what's working for you right now, based on a takeaway or something else that's occurred to you today. And then we'll sign off for today, and I'll make sure everyone knows how to access the Profitable Presence Power Pack. It's got over 20 gifts, I think 25 different gifts, all from masters like yourself. And, when you find someone like Greg was talking about earlier, where you have that resonance and you have the clarity and that aha, get the gifts that they have for sure, do them, use them, and then take the next step and, pick the things that are going to really help you identify and clarify, and then move through, shift to close the gaps in your business, right? And you've got a lot of tools here, and this is our second of 3 panels with some amazing people. So when you find somebody who you resonate with, or they say something that captures your attention, go into their world with intention, and then get those gifts. And when you resonate, having the support to implement, having enough of the right support, I think is a chronic epidemic right now. We don't have enough of the right support. So use your discernment, trust yourself, and get the gifts, and then work with the people who resonate with you. So any last minute takeaways that you guys can do to put a cherry on top of our cherry on top?
I've got one that I'd love to share. When we have something that's super important that we need to get done, we know that that's the next piece that will move us towards profitability, and we don't do it, we always think, I'm going to figure this out. Well, guess what? We won't figure it out. We just don't do it. We do something else. Then we procrastinate.
And there's a cost.
Discern where the answer is the key to success, because the answer is not in your head. It's in your body. And once you can figure out why it's stuck in your body and you're not moving forward, then everything gets easier, and the flow just becomes your way of being. And that impediment that you had before that kept you procrastinating becomes your superpower.
Yes, love it. The switch. Virginia.
So really quick story. This morning, I get up at 5 a.m. and it's going haywire. Everything is popping up, moving all over the screen. The mouse won't work. The keyboard won't work. It's making funny noises. I go, it's okay. I'll get my laptop. I open up my laptop. It's doing the same thing. I open up my iPad. I'm like, I have an iPad. I open up the iPad. It's doing the same thing. I'm like, oh my God. So 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to figure out all this crazy stuff, right? So I text my tech expert, the most trusted name in technology, and I say, this is what's happening. I send him a video. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. He's sleeping. I take a shower. I go to the gym. I come back. And this is what he says. Turn off your Bluetooth board. Right? So that was the problem. My Bluetooth keyboard had shorted out and it was whacking everything up. But I spent 3 hours on the internet freaking out, like, what's wrong with my thing? I didn't know the right questions to ask. I didn't know how to get to the answer. So here's what I'm just going to advise everybody to do. Go into the Presence Power Pack. Make a little folder on your desktop. Download everything. Index for yourself what procrastinating, this, that, referrals, whatever it is, make a list. And when you wake up one morning at 5 o'clock and something in your world has gone absolutely haywire, open up your profit pack and be like, maybe I'll reach out to Antonia and Greg, because why would I spend all this time trying to fix a problem when I don't even know the right questions to ask?
Thank you. So good. So good. Absolutely. I think it was Joe Dispenza who said, you know, if you wake up between 3 and 5, by the way, I woke up at 3 and 5 for a phase of my life. And when I did, I would like go for meditation songs or music on YouTube or something to calm my mind down and go back to sleep. And I got this like 25 different things that said what to do when you wake up between 3 and 5 in the morning. Ancient wisdom. This has been a thing for many years. I studied Ayurveda in the early 90s. So like, I was like, yes, but Joe says, you know, when you wake up, meditate, of course, right? Calm your mind down, and then move your body, right? And then learn something new, right? Create those new neural pathways. So I love just to echo what you shared there, Virginia. Yes, you can access some amazing resources. I have whole courses in this giveaway that I'm, you know, helping you to do exactly what we're talking about. And everyone here has amazing gifts. So you can get the resources and then decide and discern when are you going to actually do them. I love it. So good. Miss Ming, you want to take us out?
I would. I'll just say a few things. One is really trust your inspiration and your intuition that is at your core, that is seeking to express itself through you, because you are a conduit for the divine and you are completely unique combination of obviously your life experience, your education, your certifications, your all of it. So that to really trust that. The second is to get organized. I'm saying this because that was, for me, one of the most difficult things. Get your systems, get your structure, get your accountability in place. And I think the third is get the support you need.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, it is. And I was an athlete, a young athlete at a high levels and an amateur athlete at fairly high levels. And I never would have considered doing it without a coach ever, or a trainer. So I think that's really get the support you need, and trust that you will be guided to exactly who that is. So.
Yeah. And trust yourself and make the decision and invest again. Beautiful.
And realize anything you truly want is going to be an investment of time, of energy, of money, and you're worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. And your vision's worth it. Your business is worth it. Yeah.
What you're here to bring through is worth it. So.
Yeah. All right, you guys, thank you again for being a part of this and sharing your wisdom with the community here. Everyone who's watching, I'm going to come right back in here and make sure that you know how to access those gifts just shortly. And feel free to share this information if you found value. Would love to hear your takeaways below the videos. Let us know when you come back to watch the replays, and reach out to anyone who is lighting you up or inspiring you. Get their gifts. Take an action, and remember that your profitable presence means that you're serving at the highest level. It means that the engine of your business is firing on all levels from the inside out, and that you're really stepping into the truth of who you are and doing what you're here to do. So thanks again for watching. Thank you guys all for being here so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.